Yeah, unfortunately, trading books on how to trade stocks or Forex or cryptos or anything like that, they just don't work. And I've done videos on this in the past, but I still get a lot of questions. Hey, what is a great book for trading? And I get it. It makes it sound sketchy because, sure, I do offer online videos and training courses. So, I mean, it's a total valid thought to have. Well, Clay, you only say books don't work because you want me to buy your course. And I get that understanding. So I've been thinking, how can I actually illustrate this instead of just sit here and talking? And then I had a couple of interactions with people and it kind of just dawned on me, oh yeah, well that's exactly why. And why is what I'm going to take you to my desktop and show you. But it's amazing how when your mind sees it all, knows it all, has full hindsight, and which is how a book operates, it is very, very easy to think that you're learning, but in all actuality, not learning. And I get it. I'm just kind of talking right now. So I'm going to go and show you what I mean here with some actual examples, and then also spice things up a little bit by kicking this into another gear here. And all I ask is when you go through this, just be honest with yourself. That's all I ask, because that's how you're going to get better. That's how you're going to open up new opportunities for yourself, is by just being self-aware and being honest. So don't sit here and say, oh yeah, I saw that. Oh, I wouldn't have done that. Just be open-minded, be honest with yourself as I talk about what I do at the desktop. So let's go to my desktop.
All right, welcome to my desktop here, and let's just hop right in with what a book's going to do for you, right? A book is going to do exactly what you see on the screen right here. It's going to give you an image of what's happened. It's going to, if it's, for example, in this situation, teaching you about some sort of pattern, it'll draw the pattern. And in a book's defense, rightfully so, right? I mean, if it's a chapter on patterns, well, then it needs to show you pictures with patterns in them. And that's what you have right here. Okay, well, and it should be relatively easy to see, right? You have what is known as the wedge pattern right here. And in your mind, if you're anything like me, you see this and you're like, well, yeah, of course that makes sense. It came up, it came back down, consolidated out here a little bit, and then eventually finally got, the break right there. So of course, yeah, that's the breakout point. And then check out that big score right there. And then, I mean, if, like I said, if you're like me, then you're thinking, well, and I'm going to be looking to take some profits off probably up around this area. Now the question becomes why? Why are you all of a sudden defaulting to wanting to take profits up around that area? Well, for me, and I think for a lot of other people, if you're being honest with yourself, you would say, well, actually, the reason why I would want to take profits off there is because, I mean, I see what's coming next. And what's coming next is a very nasty move to the downside. So in the back of your mind, because you have hindsight in your favor, because you see what's going to be happening, then it's very easy to not only say where you would be buying, which again is the breakout of that pattern, of course, but it's very easy to see where you would be taking profits in this situation, probably up around this area. Because, well, if you know that this thing is about to turn around, then why would your mind be telling you, yeah, and you would still be holding? So there's a quick example there. Yeah, of course, you're going to want to take profits when you know what's coming next. So let's take a look at another image. How would you play this? Well, it's pretty straightforward right now that you would say, well, there's this definitely a level of, so the stock gaps up, pulls back, finds some support. This was a previous resistance. So that's just a good example of a resistance now turning into a support. And then, oh, look at this. Well, now all of a sudden it bounces back up, slight little pullback, builds a higher low. And then after that, it gets the breakout to the upside. So yeah, of course, the buy point is right there and you get a great move to the upside. That's how I would look at this. And to be fair, that's not the wrong way of looking at it. That's actually a very accurate way of looking at that. Resistance becomes support, builds a higher low. So you get a little miniature stair step and then boom, up to the upside it goes with the reversal. And then of course, for the same reasons as just discussed, very easy to say that, yeah, I'd probably be taking profits right around there. I'd probably be taking profits up around that area. And yeah, why would you probably be taking profits? Well, because you have full hindsight in your favor and you know what's about to show up, and what's about to show up, well, is a nasty move to the downside. So again, images, very, very easy to decide what you would be doing, decide to how you would play it when you actually know what's happening and what's already happened. Let's now take a look at one final image here. And really quickly, in case you're a beginner and new to the stock market, maybe you're not aware of what going short is, being a shorting a stock, any variation. All going short means is you make money when prices go down. I get it. That sounds very bizarre. It's the first time you're hearing it. But yes, in the world of the financial markets, it is possible when prices go down for your account to actually go up in value. And that's how shorting works. You sell first and then buy back to exit the position. But I'm not going to go too far down that rabbit hole. But the point here being that just because a stock is going down in value doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing. So with that as the context here, looking at this chart, what do you see? And be honest with yourself. Well, if it was me looking at this, I see, okay, well, yeah, you have this support level there. It falls right there, fails to hold, and then down right there. So wow, what a beautiful looking short setup. Once again, short meaning you want to see prices go down. So to see this sort of price action right there is a beautiful thing. And once again, you are not wrong. A book is not wrong for pointing this out as being a key level of support, as being a level that you could short at. That's absolutely right. That's true. And it's a more than valid setup. So just looking at it, yeah, I'm assuming yourself, well, yeah, you short right there and look at that. That would have been a beautiful trade. And then, of course, I'm sure your mind is, if it's anything like mine, is thinking, well, and then, yeah, I'd be taking off profits down around this area somewhere. Why? Well, because, again, like is the common theme, when you know what happens and you know this thing is about to go back up with it, which in the world of shorting is not good because going up means you would potentially be losing money. Well, then, yeah, you would want to be getting out down around here. But now be extra honest with yourself. And this is where you're going to improve as a trader. We're going to find success, find new opportunity, is you just got to be self-aware and you got to be honest with yourself. Honestly, did you see this? And if I was new, just getting started, I for sure would not have seen this. Or I would have seen it, I should say, but my mind would have totally blocked it out and I would have not actually paid attention to it. Did you notice this? What about people that actually bought here, right? Because you have this level of resistance right there. The price goes up. So it is more than valid to say, well, yeah, people could have bought right there, bought the breakout, had the price gone slightly up right there, not much, and then after there, just plunged to the downside. I mean, did you think that? Did that cross your mind at all? Now, if it did, and you're being honest, and you realize that before I just told you to pay attention to it, then well done. I would say that you're being very self-aware, and that's certainly a step in the right direction. But like I said, if it was me just getting started, if you're being honest with yourself, I don't think most people notice the fact that it actually broke out and then collapsed. The way our minds work, the way your mind is going to work is when you know everything and you see everything that happens, of course, you're going to focus on the fact of, oh, wow, yeah, it broke down through that level of support. I would have shorted on that breakdown. It would have been a great trade. Okay, yeah, that's an easy setup to see. Again, you're not wrong for looking at it like that. You're not stupid for looking at it like that. That is just how the human mind is wired as soon as you have hindsight. So another example there of how you kind of see what you want to see. You see what's going to be a profitable situation for yourself, and that's just not really the reality of the market. So let me show you what I mean by all this. So here is another image, but the difference here is this is not going to be an image from a book. It's going to be an image that starts to change, that starts to move, and you're going to see how things play out second by second, and I mean that in a very literal sense, and not to insult your intelligence, but obviously a book can't do that, right? Pages on a book can't show you how something plays out second by second. So the question becomes, what would you be doing here? What do you think would happen? How would you be playing this setup right now? And again, if you want to pause the video, I'll pause here a little bit myself to give you a chance to hit the pause button. But that's my question to you. What would you do right now? A little more challenging, isn't it, right? When you look to the right part of the chart and you see nothing, I'm not saying you can't make decisions because you need to be able to make decisions in the world of trading. But at this point, it's a little bit more difficult, isn't it? But this is what the chart looks like right now. What would you be looking to do? Would you be looking to buy? Would you be looking to sell? What would you be looking to do? Maybe you're saying, I want to see a little bit more confirmation. That's fine. Maybe you want to see a little bit more confirmation of things. I mean, I can see if people are saying, well, right now you have the pullback, you have a set of lows there, then you have this set of lows right there. Now you're getting an upwards candle. So I can see people definitely be interested in going long. I'm not saying you're wrong or right, but I can see how people would be wanting to go long or thinking maybe to buy because this thing is putting in higher lows and starting to work its way back upwards. Maybe you see it totally different, but my question and my challenge to you here is, what do you think is going to occur? And I have no problem admitting it. All of a sudden, boom. Well, geez, when you don't know what's coming, things sure do get complicated. So what I'm going to do here is go ahead and play this video. This is from one of my videos I've done from the live trading series that, so let's just watch this together and see how things play out. So now, see, notice how this is moving around and changing? Pages of a book don't do that. So ask yourself constantly, what would you be doing right now? What would you be doing? Ask yourself, would you be going long? I mean, the price is going up. What exactly would you be doing right now at this point in time? So let's just watch the quote unquote pages of the book play out. So again, I'm just letting it roll and we'll watch it together. But the question I want you to be asking is, what would you be doing right now? So the page is changing. So went from that green candle, now you're looking at a much different situation. So how would you be playing this? Have you gotten in yet? If you have gotten in, have you gotten in from the long side or the short side? Are you still waiting? I mean, what would you be doing? And it's okay if there's any answer. I'm not saying any answer is wrong right now. I'm just saying I want you to document your thoughts. So as I ask you right now, literally tell yourself, write it down, do something. Where would you be at in the trade? Would you still be waiting? Would you have bought to go long? Would you have sold to go short? Where would you be at this moment in the trade? So let's just keep on watching. Where would you be at in the trade? Maybe you're already in. Maybe you're not. Maybe you're still waiting for more confirmation. But it sure is a little more tricky, isn't it? When you don't know what's actually going to come next. So, I mean, for the people that went long right now, I'm sure they're saying, or, maybe the hindsight was, well, no, I meant I would have went short. Or no, I wouldn't have actually gotten in. But again, at one point, it was very valid to be thinking, you know what, I might want to get long there. But now, I mean, what would you be doing? Would you already be in? Would you still be waiting for confirmation? So just ask yourself, how would you be playing this right now? So just continue to watch things play out, but amazing how things have taken quite the turn, isn't it? I mean, that thing had a nice green candle. It was putting in those higher lows. It was breaking out of a little consolidation range. And now all of a sudden, the exact opposite is occurring. Exact opposite. So let's just continue to watch how this is going to unfold here. And once again, this is the difference. Books are not going to do this. Books just simply don't have the ability to do this. And there it goes, continuing on down. And let's just see how this thing continues to play out here. Hopefully you're not saying right now, well, I'm going to short right about now, because at that point, that might be a little bit of chasing. Maybe you're somebody that's saying, well, geez, I never made a decision. I've been waiting for confirmation this entire time, which is probably what I would have done, right? Because when I was brand new, I remember always struggling with the fact of once you actually don't know what's going to occur, then okay, I need to wait for a little bit more confirmation. Okay, I need to wait for a little bit more confirmation. And then all of a sudden, the opportunity actually passes you by because you're so hesitant because you keep waiting for confirmation because you don't trust yourself. You don't actually trust what you're seeing. And that is... So now you can ignore that. I'm not actually drawing that. That's just from the video. I was talking about a different thing there. But I'm going to go ahead and pause it here. So now let's just go back and let's say you put this image into a textbook. What would you do? Well, at this point, it's quite simple to be like, well, Clay, or let's say the textbook looked like this. Had that line right there. It's very, it's much easier to say, oh, well, yeah. This movement was going sideways. It tried to move upwards. It failed. So yeah, you short right there. You short the break of that support. I mean, at this point, oh man, that's very in your face. That's a very easy setup to see, right? Nothing difficult about that. If this was an image that all of a sudden was plastered into the pages of a book. Hey, how to trade? Well, here's an image. You look for these situations where the stock comes down, goes sideways, attempts to move back upwards slightly, and then moves to the downside, and then breaks through support, and then there you go. Oh, wow, yeah, seeing the chart look like this, I can see that. Yeah, why would you not take that trade? But as we just saw, it's not as easy to take the trade as it may be when you actually are just looking at an image of what has already happened. And you're, like I said, this is not me saying that you're stupid, you're not working hard enough, or you're not cut out to be a trader. If you were to have sat there and said, well, Clay, if I'm being brutally honest with myself, I pretty much missed the trade because I kept waiting for more confirmation. I kept needing a little bit more confirmation. And then before I knew it, the move had essentially already happened. And then it became too late. Welcome to the world of being new. Welcome to the really kind of the constant battle. I get that every now and then too, where I just need a little bit more confirmation. Okay, just a little bit more clay. Okay, a little bit more would be nice. Oh crap, I missed the move. You're not alone. And like I said, for me at least, I'm not quite sure that ever goes away, but that is something where just need a little bit more confirmation. Just need a little bit more confirmation. A book is not going to help show you that because a book can only do so much. And this shows you exactly why. And I'm not saying the solution is go out there and start watching a bunch of random YouTube videos because, hey, those are videos. Because now to be fair, there's plenty of good information out there. I would like to consider my information part of that good information. But there's also bad information out there. So you got to be aware of that just because you're watching a video and sure, okay, yeah, it's not like a textbook where the pages aren't moving. There are still, it can get a little sketchy out there in the world of YouTube also. Hopefully you're already aware of that. But the idea here is this is why, in my opinion, books don't work because books can only show you so much. And what they're showing you just gives your ability, because you have hindsight in your favor, to make great trades so much easier to do. So let's go back to me at my desk and wrap this up.
Pretty crazy, huh? I mean, when you're going from a full image to then going to an image, but you don't know what happens next, and then going to an image where it's actually changing, and you got to actually be thinking, what would I be doing? What would I be doing? I mean, it's pretty crazy, right? And books, they just can't do that. They just cannot offer you that very real and intense feeling of seeing something change right before your very eyes, and you just need to make some sort of decision because that's what trading actually is. So again, books, sure, they have their time and place in some very small areas, mainly trading psychology and stuff like that. But in many areas, they just don't work. And I've said this point before, but it's the most logical and rational kind of point to make is that if trading and becoming successful and making money consistently, all it took was books, then I would hope we could all agree that success rates would be a little bit higher than 10%, right? I mean, when 90% of people fail, you would think it wouldn't be that high if all it took was buying a couple books off Amazon. And the reason is, well, like you just saw, very, very different between nice little picture and boom, 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 things are changing as things play out. So hopefully this video helped. If you enjoyed the video and want me to make more like this, easy way to communicate that to me, please hit that like button down below. Also, comments, questions, suggestions, please leave those below. If you've ever watched my past videos, then you know I do read and reply to comments, so I'd love to hear from you. And then finally, check out the channel as a whole. If you like that little part where it was all moving, I do offer an entire playlist of those live trade videos, so you can see more of that if you want. So check those out, and hopefully you decide to ultimately hit the subscribe button. I'd love to have you. But yeah, get out there and just don't go down the path of thinking because you read a book, you're now ready to make money. It takes a little bit more than that.
First off, thanks so much for watching the entire video. Real quick, before you go, I want to invite you to a live webinar, web class, training, workshop, online event, whatever you want to call it, but it will be me live revealing to you what I've discovered that has allowed me to transform myself from being an employee to being my own boss, including how I had only one losing day out of 73 days in total. I'm going to cover 3 keys that have helped me unlock profitable consistency within the markets. The first key is super weird, but in a productive type of way. The second key is super awesome because it quite literally is wired into our DNA as humans, making it very easy to use. But in a cruel way, this becomes a pitfall for many traders. I'll explain it all though, including how to avoid the pitfall that it creates for some. And yeah, the third key, when you hear it, sounds way too good to be true, but it's not, and I'll show you how it all works. Then at the end, I open it up for a question and answer session that is, again, totally live. Even if you can't make the live session, please still sign up as it will be recorded, and you can go back and watch the replay that I will send you. Click the image on the screen or click the link down in the description box so you can get the date and time and claim your spot, which I should note is limited due to the fact that this truly is a live event. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll be seeing you soon.